of the year, and all of those thus far have come in relief. So Tristan Weidra hoping to give the Dogs at least one scoreless frame, if not more, as it's 8-9-1 due up for A&M at the top of the fifth.
Pierre Bruton, 1-for-1 with a double. Takes a called strike here to start the top half of the fifth. As we hit the 2-hour mark here at Joe Lee Griffin Field. Weidra steps off the mound and right away going to have a little talk with Ben Carrick.
Tristan Weidra from Spain Park High School right here in Birmingham. Spain Park, one of the many schools that's going to be closed tomorrow, apparently, as school closings continue to trickle in around the state in anticipation of some inclement weather. That's already postponed the Stanford-Auburn matchup on the softball diamond that was supposed to take place tomorrow night.
0-1 in there on the inside corner for strike two. Weidra quickly ahead, 0-2. As you said, it was supposed to be a big game at Spain Park between Sanford and Auburn softball. It's not going to happen now due to inclement weather. Possible makeup date to be announced later. If it is made up, it'll be held here on Sanford's campus rather than at Spain Park High School. 1-2 now, the count to Bruton.
I can tell. Okay,
swung on and missed, and Weidra fans the first batter of the night that he faces.
Good job by Weidra there, working almost exclusively with the fastball. He did show Bruton one off-speed delivery, but Weidra's fastball definitely looks quicker coming behind Cody Shelton. Weidra with a little bit more velo as his fastball sits closer to the low 90s. And blew it by Bruton that time to pick up his first strikeout, and out number one in the fifth.
9-hole hitter Brandon Whitaker takes a called strike. He struck out in his first at bat back in the third inning. Alabama A&M just finishing up its second time through the lineup. Sanford already partway through its fourth time through the lineup. And Sanford leads 11-2 here in the fifth inning.
What do you have, bud?
1 ball and 1 strike to Brandon Whitaker. Whitaker delivers, or Weidra rather delivers the 1-1, and Whitaker fouls it back out of play towards the Pete Hanna Center. Cody Shelton, the starter for Sanford tonight. 4 innings pitched, 4 hits allowed, a couple of runs, 1 earned, 5 strikeouts, no walks for Cody Shelton. So another good outing for him. Had to sit around a lot between innings as Sanford offense went to work. They scored in every inning so far. 1-2 pitch from Weidra. Off the plate inside, 2-2. 1 run in the first for Sanford, 2 in the second, 5 in the third, and 3 in the fourth.
You mentioned another long layoff there for Shelton. Probably one of the reasons he got pulled there after 4 innings. No reason to send him back out there for a fifth. And got some guys that need some work like Weidra. A few other arms out there as Weidra picks up his second consecutive strikeout. And with the Dogs only playing 1 midweek game this week, go ahead and get some guys like Tristan Weidra and other arms out there in the bullpen some work as Weidra continues to pound the zone early on in his relief outing.
Yeah, makes quick work of the 8 and 9 hole hitters for Alabama A&M, striking out Bruton and Whitaker. So back to the top of the order for A&M, swinging at the first pitch, fouling it. Down the third base line is Carlton Peppers, center fielder and leadoff hitter for A&M, who is 0 for 2 on the evening, grounded out to short, flew out to shallow right. Weidra looking for a quick top half of the fifth. 1-1 pitch, low and well outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Need to go down there and see what Weidra's velo is tracking out right now. Look like threw that fastball with a lot of effort behind it. That's probably one of the best things for Tristan Weidra right now, coming out of the bullpen almost exclusively, is you don't have to save a whole lot of bullets like you would as you're a starter. You can fire a lot more max effort fastballs, and a lot of times that helps some guys on their fastballs kind of get a tick or two more than they usually would.
Certainly when you're only going 1, maybe 2 innings instead of 5+, then you will get a little bit of extra velocity. We've kind of seen that from Brasher too. He's always really had the velocity, but he's kind of found that successful role in the late innings of the bullpen this year, and he's got the control. I mean, Brasher is filthy, and he's been much more, I think, in control of the ball this year than we've seen in the past. There will be another quick meeting at the mound between Widra and Carrick.
Yeah, Jared Brasher, after a bit of a rough start to the year, has been lights out pretty much over his last 4, 5, 6 outings. Guy really seems to have found his role late in the contest, and you mentioned he's got some of the best stuff in the conference. When he is on and in the zone, he is a tough matchup for any hitter he faces.
1-2, just getting a piece of that one is Peppers, fouling it back into the net to stay alive. And yeah, Brasher is quite the weapon to have towards the back end of your bullpen to bring in the 7th or 8th inning. Bridging the gap between the starters and closer Wyatt Burns, as this one is swung on and missed from Carlton Peppers. Tristan Widra, a very quick 5th inning where he strikes out the side. So Sanford, who has scored in every inning, will come back to the plate in the bottom half of the 5th here at Joe Lee Griffin Field. Sanford leads 11-2. You're listening to Sanford Baseball.